Hello and welcome to Random Packet Loss. My name is Kieran Maxey, and today we have a game from the fourth round of the Game vs Cancer Random ID tournament. So on the left we have Nick playing Noise, and on the right we have Rob playing Harpsichord. So I did a lot of testing with Nick. He's a housemate of mine, so I kind of know what he's doing. He's just gone for standard Noise shop, despite the crippling from MWL. But it's not so bad really when you don't have... there was no CTM at this tournament. There were no IDs from the Flashpoint cycle, although we had all the other cards. So not having to worry about CTM meant it gave people a bit of breathing room. But looks like Rob is just going for the classic turn one breaking news. So I think we're probably going to see some very convenient kill here. So this is an interesting matchup, because often your plan with Noise is to kind of, you have a mill plan. It's, you're trying to be very oppressive, and eventually you can usually kind of run archives to the win against these decks. But obviously Harpsichord, you can't do that. And in fact, you really don't want to steal any genders at all, because mid-seasons is just such a threat, and Noise is so poor that you can't really... You can't really afford to take the mid-seasons most of the time. So often my plan in these games is just to imp every single agenda that you see and mill them out. So it'll be interesting. Nick is just getting set up here. Got a Street Peddler down. Just a Chronotype. I do wonder about installing Chronotype before you have Wildside, because it is 3 whole credits, but I guess you want to get it down at some point anyway. So Nick's going to make an entrance here. Of course, another problem with the MWL, it means that you can't really run Levy. In fact, you barely have enough influence to run the standard Noise Shop rig. I know there's only 2 Aesops in Nick's deck. So it makes you feel a bit worse about very aggressively just trashing cards for making an entrance, just to find your engine, which is something you used to do quite a lot if you're running Levy and Noise. But it looks like Ivad Worst is going to draw those 3 cards he saw. Really hoping to find a wild side here. Nothing feels worse than just not finding your wild side early as Noise. So it's like going to get a cash off the Peddler there. Just losing an imp is unfortunate, but Nick just needs to get his money going. Yeah, that's a shame, because imp is one of the key cards here. And getting Aesops down. Okay, so Nick's going to get a money engine going here. Trash it. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but Nick just really needs to find the wild side here. It looks like he didn't see a wild side in any of those top 6 cards he looks at with making entrance. So Rob's just going to draw here with Jackson, probably just looking for the combo to get the quick kill. I think he has Scorched and Breaking News, Scorched and Traffic Accident in hand. So if he can get a 24/7 and another Breaking News scored, Nick is just dead. I think Nick has a Plasquete in this deck, so he's going to want to go and find that very quickly. Alternatively, Imp is very good. If you can start running HQ with an Imp and just start sniping the kill pieces, that can be very hard for Harpsichord to deal with. So it looks like Rob is just shuffling some stuff in with Jackson. Good call, I think. Nick's deck does run 2 Rumour Mill, and you kind of expect it with Noise. That's the one the one new toy Noise has gotten with the new packs. Rumour Mill is just designed for Noise. So also getting one on HQ. There's a Data Raven. I think Nick bounces here. He can't really afford to take that. And he certainly can't afford to let the Trace fire. I say, very interesting matchup. I'm not really sure how this is going to go, because both sides have very oppressive ways of dealing with the other one. And so I think it really is going to come down to kind of who can kind of get their sort of engine going or combo going first. Ooh, there's a lamprey, and oh, there's a plascrete. Okay, Nick is quite happy here. Plascrete is gonna gives him a lot more breathing room. Rob cannot be happy to see that. I don't know what Rob's plan is here. Oh, so there's the... That is what we call the 1-2 harp. Looks like he's just selling the lamprey. Seems fair. Deja vu. Imp seems good. And a cash again seems good. The question here is, so that's most likely two agendas that were always put down. The idea being that Nick can only steal one of them and grab the other one. Also with Imp, you can score one and then Imp the other. The question is, okay, so Nick's going to steal that. This does open him up to mid-seasons. However, Rob's not on a ridiculous number of credits right now, so... Yeah, I mean, I guess this is kind of the thing, like, you know, if Rob has mid-seasons now, that's very bad for Nick. But I think you kind of just need to... You kind of just need to play that game and just hope... Oh, or hard-hitting news. Hard-hitting news is also bad. Yeah. This is one of the big reasons why it's very hard to play Noise right now, I think. Hard-hitting news is just so oppressive. So it's very likely that Nick's going to lose that Aesops very soon. Which is unfortunate. So I don't know what Nick does here. So he probably doesn't want to sell that Imp, because that Imp is just so good in these games. So yeah, he's not going to sell the Imp. He's just going to draw up now. I think maybe you want to, you know, try and get some more money with cash. I mean, one thing, I guess you can try and, like, hope that Rob won't trash your Aesops and give you a bit of breathing room to try and start clearing those tags, but I have no doubt that Rob will want to get rid of that Aesops as soon as possible. There's Charizard. Great card in these Noise decks. Given how much you're installing, just giving you a credit every time you install something is just lovely. Luckily, this is before Best Defense came out. Looks like Nick's taking that back, just installing cash. Possibly didn't have enough clicks to go Charizard cash, which is fair enough. He wants to get lots of money here. So he's going to check archives. I think Nick's going to tag me here. Yeah. Too good to be true. Yeah. Just checking. What do you want? The 50 minutes or the too good to be true? I think I'll take the one that isn't going to go away. So this is looking bad for Nick. Now we enter the game of... Well, now that Nick can go tag me, he has to play the game of very oppressively trashing kill pieces. Luckily there's an Imp there, so if I were Nick, I would maybe try running HQ a few times to try and snipe some of those kill pieces, and then just try and cycle Imps. So he's not trashing that Aesops. I think that's one of the first things you do against Noise, because without Aesops and Wildside, Noise just does kind of crumble. Although Nick has unfortunately not seen Wildside yet this game, which is very unfortunate. It is making an entrance. Do you even install Wildside at this point though, knowing that it's just probably going to get trashed? But then again, Rob's economy is so bad right now that maybe just forcing him to deal with trashing your things is worth it. Depends whether Rob is running All-Seeing Eye. All-Seeing Eye would be very bad. I think one of the big things Nick is looking for here is Imp. Imp is how he wins this game. There's 3 in the deck, so if he can, use up that Imp, play another one, empty that, and then Deja them back. Even just like a medium dig, just to try and... Well, again, medium dig's just not so good against Harp, because there's just so many agendas. I mean, more likely just to hit QPMs that Rob can use to... Well, just to score out. That being said, Imp does make it a lot harder for Harp to score out, so... Nick isn't out of this yet, by any means. So there's a Peddler. Come on, I think Nick needs to run HQ. Use that... Just use that Imp counter. He's drawing a card. Restoring Grimoire. There's a Mimic. And I've had worse on there. Okay, so it looks like he was just popping that to make sure that Rob didn't trash it. Ugh. So that's credit, gamble. Yeah, trash Aesops. Yeah, I think you need to run HQ now and just try and snipe those kill pieces. Otherwise, Rob is just going to burn through that Plascrete in no time. Fortunately, best defense is not legal yet because this was a intervention hadn't been out for long enough for it to be legal for the tournament. They said they wanted it to be out for a full week before they made it legal. So yeah, here comes Charizard. So here's some money here. So one option is for Nick to try and go on a bit of a Lamprey lock here. Because that Raven is effectively blank now, because Nick is basically just tagged to Hellenbach. If he can just like start running HQ 4 times a turn, trashing something important, and just, subtracting 4 credits, and forcing Rob into a position where he needs to purge, that's when you can start getting some re-oppressive plays down. Okay, so here's a traffic accident. You kind of might as well play it, I guess, if you're trying to snipe some good pieces. That's... Oh, yeah, that Aesops is unfortunate. But that's not gonna... Okay, so going for another traffic accident here. Nick doing the correct thing here and not using the Plascrete until the last until the last card. Oh, see, I maybe would have just taken the whole thing on the Plascrete there, because I don't think one counter really saves you. And I think that Imp does a lot more work in this game. But it's a tough one. Yeah, I think maybe you use the whole Plascrete and then see if you can Deja it back. It's a difficult one. Good news is that now a lot of things have been moved up. That's okay, that's a breaking news. Sorry about the glare there. So I think Nick is now in prime position to get a Lamprey lock going. I think he now needs to just run he needs to run HQ twice and go from there. What's he drawing for? I guess viruses? But yeah, I think you've got to run HQ. You've got that Lamprey there. Like, that Data Raven just does nothing. Because the way Nick loses this game is if... Well, is murder. I think Nick can safely keep Rob off the score, because the main way that Harp tries to score is by putting out 2 agendas, and Imp kind of nullifies that. And also, since you're not worried about tags anymore, sealing agendas is just perfectly fine. Okay, so now, Lamprey lock. No, no, draw a card, Nick. You don't need to draw a card. Just run HQ. Come on, run HQ. Run HQ, Nick. Oh, Nick. See, so I think that keeping Rob off that sure gamble would have been huge. Yeah, I'm normally not this critical of people, but since I live with Nick, I'm kind of, you know, obligated to take the piss out of him constantly. Go on, Nick. Run HQ. Run HQ. I know you can do it. Take all the tags, just run HQ. Okay. So also we're just trying to assemble another kill combo here. Nick is going to... Why are you parasiting? I mean, like, it's fine if you just want to get the mill, but... Like... Ugh. Okay, so it looks like Rob's going for an install here. So also building up kill pieces here. There's a traffic accident in hand and a consulting visit. Okay, so we're going through another mill here. Yeah, if Rob can traffic accident into consulting scorch, this could be quite bad for Nick. Don't know if there's a boom in deck. I feel like not if there's traffic and stuff. Okay, we've got a second lamprey. Now on HQ. Ooh, future is now. Game Jackson. Swab's deck is getting quite thin here. So, like, you know, the mill plan is totally solid. It's possible that Nick has just milled so many of Rob's kill pieces here that it's very hard for him to get a kill off. So I feel like Rob might just install Jackson here. Wait. Oh! No, I think Nick's been clearing tags. I've been not paying attention this whole game. Okay, that's fair. I take back everything I said, Nick. You were clearing tags. That's fine. I've totally not been paying attention to the fact that Nick's tag total has disappeared, which means that... Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Still should have run HQ though, Nick. Okay, I guess that makes it very difficult for Rob to get the kill off now. And Nick can probably just... Okay, so it's Deja Vu for ASOTs by the looks of it, so I can get some money. Okay, so Nick can probably just install Vices now for the rest of the game. Looks like he's purging. Get rid of the lampreys. I'll get rid of the imp count as well. So I can't imagine there's a lot of cards left in Rob's deck now. There's not a lot in Nick's deck either. I mean, depends if there's enough vices that Nick can install to make it to just mill out. No wild side yet, but there's not really much point in wild side at this point. Okay. More milling. Yeah, so to be fair, like, I think it's going to be tough for Rob to have an out here. If he can get, like, 24/7 traffic scorch, that would be very good for him. But it's going to be hard for him to set up that combo. Yeah, it looks like he's just... Well... Hmm. The good thing about Harp is that it auto kind of protects your agendas, so that Roll doesn't really care about the number of agendas in archives. He can really just spend this entire Jackson on just getting kill pieces back. And Jacksons. Yeah, so 24/7 Scorch Jackson seems fair. And Nick's getting a lot of money now just for face ops. Okay, I'm not... I do think Nick is probably in the favoured position here. Just the sheer kind of oppressiveness of Noise. But it really just does come down to, can Rob assemble the combo before Noise just mills him out? There's not really a whole lot Nick can do to kind of prevent that, other than, you know, run HQ. But but no, now that he's tag free, not taking the tags off the Data Raven is totally fair. I'd maybe just start, you know, running R&D just to try and force some reses. Oh, so Deja Vu. Imp Imp seems fair at this point. Or Imp Cash. So this will allow... I can't imagine there's many cards left in Rob's deck. I think at this point you just install Varses until you've won. But he's going to get to the point where Noise just runs out of cards and then is very susceptible to the kill. Ooh. Oh, is that Medical Research Fundraiser? Huh. That's an interesting splash in a deck, in a faction that already has Sweeps Week. I'll be tempted to spend that influence on just more murder. Huh. But Raven's going to die soon unless Rob purges, which he may well do with that imp just there, but that again just puts him on even more of a clock. Oh, of course he can just kill with Sucker, but he will take a tag for that. Is it worth imping that? It's probably not, because there's so few cards in the deck. Has Nick taken the tag there? He should take a tag. Yeah, Nick, take a tag. Yeah, so you imp that, I think. It's a tough one actually, because yeah, that's fair. I think you just imp any kill pieces you can. Make it really hard for him to assemble that combo from what few cards he has. Nick should have taken a tag, so really he's just a filthy cheater. Or they're just retroactively doing a ace ops there. So remember, boys and girls, if you kill a Data Raven with a Data Sucker with a Parasite, kill a Data Raven, you do take the tag. The only exception is if you've got a Parasite on 3 tokens and you have Ice Cover installed, because that happens before the encounter thing. To say with Tollbooth, it's a question that comes up quite a bit, especially with so many taggy decks around. Just make it very unappealing against CTO, because unless you have Employee Strike, it's, you know, kill Data Raven and take 2 tags. Which is just incredibly oppressive. Ugh, Rob's hand is like 2 24/7s. It's like there's a... So he really needs to just find enough kill cards here. And the fact actually that one plastic counter means that if Nick stays on 5, Traffic Scorch is not enough. There's so few cards in Nick's deck here. It's possible even that just flinging kill pieces at him until he runs out of cards is a good plan. But I can't see him doing this before the mill just happens. There's a Jackson, so yeah, he'll probably try and install pop that. Oh, there's another imp. I would, even if there's a kill piece in your deck, just go 24/7 and then consulting for Scorch or something like that. But I guess you might have to Jackson it back at that point. I think it's going to go again, even though he can't imp anything at the moment. So it's consulting visit. Looks like that's a Scorch. I don't know how many cards are left in Nick's deck, but I'd be very tempted just to go for 24/7 Scorch here. 24/7 Scorch and install Jackson. Just because I feel like you need... but then Nick's killed the other 24/7, so you'd have to find... You have to probably shuffle in 2 24/7s again. It looks like Rob just purged. I totally get that because of the imp, but at the same time, I'm not sure you have the time for this. But then again, imp, like 2 imp counters is just so good. If you're trying to assemble a kill combo. Go run R&D. There's a Data Raven. Nick probably just bounces here. Like, you could just take the tag and then clear it. Yeah, just run HQ some more. Oh no, there's the final Jackson, so... Yeah, I think... Yeah, that's probably game at this point, because I'm not sure if Rob has enough kill pieces in the deck to really do anything. I feel like drew like a traffic accident or something. How many Jacksons have been used actually? I think 2 Jacksons have been used. Possibly a 3rd one. If there's another Jackson in the deck, then this is still a game. Again, I just wonder if just 24/7 Scorch is a play, but it doesn't do anything if you don't have any other cards in deck. Yeah, it's a lot of useless cards. There's 1 card left in Nick's deck. Rob can get away with doing a total of 8 damage, just over several turns. Taking credits doesn't seem to do anything. Just install Parasite, yeah, seems fine. Install Medium. Run. Run R&D, killing the Raven, taking a tag. Taking a tag, Nick. Nick, you take a tag. Ugh, such a filthy cheater, I tell you. Yeah, so Rob's drawn his last cut. Oh. Oh, yeah. So goes for the Glory Scorch, but it doesn't doesn't kill Nick. Oh, that was unfortunate. Oh, well played by both players there. No, I might have not had as much of a hard time at Nick if I realised he was clearing tags that whole game. So it's strange out of the 2 of us for me to be telling him to make the aggressive plays and he's doing the safe ones. It's usually the other way around. But no, yeah, so well played by both players. So, until next time, I've been Kiyomatsu, this has been Random Packet Loss, and thank you very much for watching.